look around, we are about 2 hours northwest of the city. And surprise, we've left and decided to check out some of the historic sites, see a plantation or two, and go into the real Cajun country around St. Francisville and show you how the Cajuns are living. And here we are waiting for the ferry to take us across the Mississippi River. Louisiana Road 10. This is going to be fun. And while we're waiting on the ferry, here's another part of the bayou. Here it comes. And we're off. And there are some people taking pictures of us leaving. Hello!
They look like little ants crawling all over the hills.
Well, welcome to Lafayette, Louisiana. We're here at the Acadian Village, and we're about to go in and find out how the Cajuns came to be and what their life was like here. So come and join us. This is the start of the tour. Now this is self-guided, and the Cajuns were brought here by the English. They were actually French Canadians, and the term Cajun is a derivation of Canadian. And the rest is history. This is La Maison Bernard from around 1840. Notice they have the outside steps. We're inside the house now. We're looking at the fireplace. Walking into the next room. The Cajuns brought with them their tradition of the steep roof from Canada because it snowed. And even though it rarely snows here, they kept part of their culture with them and shared it with us, and were much better for it. This is the Thibodeau house, and notice how it's up from the ground, because in Louisiana it does tend to flood. There's those outside stairs again, going up to the attic where they stored wheat and other things that they needed. This is the front bedroom of the Thibodeau house. And moving into the back bedroom. Complete with the pre-indoor plumbing. Here's the kitchen in the Thibodeau house. Stove. Cabinet. And the washing machine. The Cajuns were exiled by the British. Louisiana was actually part of British territory at that time. And there's a famous poem about the Acadians. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote Evangeline. The Cajuns were Roman Catholic, and the center of their life was the church. La Chapelle de Nouvel Espoir, I think, 1850. This is a prayer chair. You could kneel on it and rest your elbows on the cushion, because as I mentioned, the Cajuns were Roman Catholic. Cajuns were able to keep their culture because they did live in remote areas. Hope you've enjoyed your little tour. And maybe it's inspired you to come find out about the Cajuns yourself. Come off the trail. Well, here we are in Vermilionville in Lafayette, and it's a living history museum that shows the way of life of the Cajuns back in the early 1800s, late 1700s. So come on along. Let's find out what we can find out. You may not think of Native Americans when you think about Louisiana, but they were here. And this is one of their homes. The doorway faced east. In the good luck of sacred tradition, there were no windows. These are the flat-bottom boats, pirogues, which were used by the Cajuns for the shallow bayou water. We're looking at a beau bassin, which is a mixture of the Cajun and American Greek Revival style home. It was built around 1840, and that outdoor staircase leads to the attic where the boys used to sleep. We're in the front room of the beau bassin. Spinning wheel and a loom. People would often make their own fabric. Here we're in the living space. Notice the tall doors to let in the breezes. Here's a table. And the bed. And this is an interesting feature. They're showing us what the original walls look like. Just mud. And then later on covered with the plaster. Here's some of the old toys that the children might have played with. These you hold in your hand and twist it, and then it spins around and around. And this, you try to get the little ball into the cup. We're looking at L'Acadia, which is the schoolhouse, built about 1890. And we're going to go in and show you the writing on the blackboard. Here are the desks. And the blackboard. Any language other than English is prohibited in the classroom. It's in the early 1920s. The workbench is demonstrating how important it was for Cajun men to know how to make furniture and cabinets. The tools were actually given to them by the Spaniards when they arrived because they couldn't bring those things with them. And I'm imagining some Cajun father making this for the little ones. A little rocking horse. This was typical footwear of the Cajuns in the early days. It's a custom that was brought with them from France. We're looking at the exterior of the Creole house. And if you're not sure what a Creole is, a Creole was the first generation born in this country of European immigrants.
Just getting the needle through here is more than a notion.
Wow.
Makes my poor little fingers scream. See how it digs into your skin when you're doing it? But once you caught it, it's like getting a needle through a piece of wood. And your mom says, "You're just a perfectionist." I'm like, "Wow, you taught me like that, you twit." Everything was, well, nothing was good enough. You know, she just critique everything. She still do that to my dolls when I make them. She said, "Oh, it's pretty, but you could have." Oh, don't even go there.
Greg and I have finished wandering around the village, and now we're coming into the restaurant. It's La Cuisine de Mamam, which is Cajun and Creole fare, and we're about to have lunch.